formalizing a process that really allows on-street parking outside of this kind of somewhat exception-based, that there may not be a change in that trend, but I think we can understand the variables in that, but to try to project what that change will be is an effort of, you know, what's in the best interest of the community, and then we will build trends on that over the next several years and respond accordingly.
So can I just ask, so if we eliminate this line item and we went to, and we inserted nighttime parking, $75 for a month on street, then they pay then it's covered with that permit fee that, you know, our $2 or whatever we get charged, is that correct?
If your guidance would be to add a line item, to delete the single night permit and add in a overnight permit at a fee of $75 a month, was that if I heard you correctly?
Yeah, similar to 24-hour.
We would do that, and we would implement that through existing systems and done.
Thank you. Trustee Bachhorst.
I just want to make sure that we don't lose sight of the fact that this is a service that we have provided the community for their guests and other people for a long time. So there is a difference between an overnight parking permit, which is not, a guest is not going to pay $75 a month unless, you know, I'm talking about people's guests, their parents, their grandparents, you know, visitors, et cetera. And that was a service that the Village of Shorewood did provide, that our residents was allowing us to have guests and stay, I think you just said 12 nights for free. I do also, since we are discussing this, and I completely understand how difficult it would be to just change something, you know, as a placeholder. I do remember you said earlier in this conversation that there are things that we could pull out from this to be determined at a later date. So I guess if we're memorializing this with the $2, or do we have the option to put a placeholder in there to be determined?
Well, I see a couple options. You know, I mean, there's obviously a high level of interest, so let's explore some of these options here. I don't mean to put off the board on the discussion. You know, do you want a fee for the single night permits? Yes or no?
For me, it depends.
Do you like the $20, the 20 nights free, and then you are out of luck and have to buy a permit, or would you prefer some other number per year? If you want to eliminate the fee for the limited use single nights, and then also wanted to add a line item in for a monthly permit overnight on street, at whatever rate board feels prudent, you could do that. So you could kind of take care of all your business at once here, if that's the direction of the board.
Trustee Moore?
Well, I think the board is very interested in discussing this and getting to a resolution here, but I think you just kind of bracked it up yourself. There's so many different options that we can choose at this point, all of them having an impact on our budget, and all of them having possible downstream impacts from there. So, I mean, I guess I go back to Trustee Bachhorst's question which is, you know, could we put it to be determined while we gather some of this information, come back, and then make a decision? Because I do think there is some willingness for board to take this up, but I don't know that we have all the facts in front of us at this point.
Yeah, I thought parking was one of the issues we were going to talk about in the coming year. This is a much broader issue than just this fee. I think the public will want to participate in this process on street night parking. essentially you're creating, even if it's a permit. And I think we want to need to get a lot more public input if we're going to create an on-street public nightly permit. I think it's beyond this discussion. I think the nightly fee we're charging, if we want to alter it, that would be appropriate. But totally open up how we're handling night parking on the street. It's a much bigger issue.
Trustee Mentor?
Yeah, I'm in favor of, just for the purpose of proceeding, to go ahead with how this is, but with the understanding that we'll have a much more detailed discussion about parking and this overnight parking in particular during the budget. So we're you know, the public may, I know it is an unpopular feeling among some elements of the public, but we can assure people that there will be further discussion of it. But just for the purposes of tonight, I think we should just move ahead with how it is.
So I think going back to both trustee Warren and trustee Bachhorst's question, I don't know if it was exactly answered, can we put to be determined for the nightly fee? Because if we adopt the fee schedule,
Well,
do we have to then go back and amend it?
Either it's $2 or it's 0, and then if you prefer to start at 0 and
But
need
if
an action to change that, that would be your recommended course, or if you prefer to leave it at $2 and require an action to change that, just two different tracks. The to be determined is not a valid fee. Staff would choose one direction versus the other, whatever that may be.
Trustee Huckabee.
Is this fee schedule effective January 1st, 2019? So
That would be the recommended caveat to the motion, yes.
it sort of seems like there is some consensus to really understand, and we talked about it in our priorities for 2019 as a global look at parking. So I mean, for me, something that is not going to be in effect until 2019, I almost see at this point that it's not included in this fee schedule because it seems like there's consensus of looking at this whole program, and that, you know, in some way, shape, or form would change. Because what's listed is effective until this becomes effective in January 2019.
And I'm not clear on, are we looking at parking in 2019? So I've been working on parking for 3 years, and every year we say the same thing. I don't have a work plan in front of me. We haven't just determined from our priority session what we're gonna be working on. So is that coming? I mean, are we gonna be working on parking in 2019?
It's for the board to decide.
So, I don't know
And
when.
maybe I'm I mean, I think that we all talked about that, but maybe I'm over speaking a little bit, but I do think that this particular parking fee is a huge issue in the community, and it's something that that we would be amiss to not have a lot of dialogue, to our trustee Maher's point, with the community and really understand what people think and have and expect
For this fee.
for that fee.
So the $2 fee, you can eliminate that tonight. That's not, I think trustee Maher, correct me if I'm not speaking, or paraphrasing. I think trustee Maher, what we've all been debating for 2.5 years, or at least trying to talk about, not moving anywhere, but is the overnight, allowing people to park overnight for a permit fee. You know, just anyone can park in front of their house on the street or wherever, as long as you have a monthly permit. And that would be effective too if you allowed unlimited $2 nights or whatever the fee may be, because then that's essentially the same thing. So those are the two ways, and that we haven't gone out, we talked about that during our prioritization. The $2 fee was implemented last year, and it's strictly to cover costs on the one night, and trustee Bachhorst is correct in saying that it was for more guests and students that come home that don't want the monthly fee if it was available. So I think you can separate, in my opinion, you can separate them out, because the one that we need a lot of input and actually like a study and initiative is the overnight, and this one is simply, do we allow guests to park, and if so, for a fee or not a fee?
And
Yes.
what I'm hearing is that to evaluate the fee on the overnight, that there may be some more additional information
There's
that's
really
required.
Not, but there's not any other information for that, because it's strictly, that covers the fee that we're charged, or we don't. For that online item, we already allowed it.
The monthly permit is what would take.
Right, because we already allowed this fee, and we already allowed people to park on the street by paying $2.
Perhaps.
I don't know that there's any other
Tell me
guidance.
what I need to do.
So I heard, there used to be 12 free ones, and when you were done, you could get more.
You
more
could,
than
it was
12.
$12 and then $3 after that, so there wasn't a limit.
But that's when the police department used to staff 24/7 and do this on no paper. You know,
Before the online thing.
So one of the questions that I wrote down to follow up with trustee Amenta had started, and I think trustee Bachhorst had mentioned too, was that at whatever point Duncan was implemented, there was Duncan, or somehow it was relayed that they can't do a certain number free and then start charging. And then another question was, is there a programming fee to do that? Another question I have down is how many people do we have, buy those single overnight parking permissions, up to 10? I mean, these are just some of the questions that I'm learning about parking too. It's
You
fascinating.
should run that report. So,
So those are just some of the ones that I've written down that you guys can provide us with the direction.
Can I just ask that somebody put forward some proposal for what to do tonight with the reschedule? So we can-
I would like to
You want to
eliminate
take it
the
out?
$2 fee.
Whatever.
Take it out, and then make a motion to study parking in 2019, so that we don't lose more than a year of $60,000. But,
Okay, maybe make that amendment and
Okay.
reject the motion.
Very good, thank you for this insightful discussion. Page 5, no changes.
Hooray!
Let's go to page 6, unless you have some specific questions on our existing schedule. And again, page 5, 6, and most of page 7, these are the fees that were updated late last year from our planning department. There was a technical change on the bottom of page 7 for conditional use to make sure it's reflected that those also include engineering and staff review fees, consistent with the other zoning type review fees above.
so for planning commission, when we talked about this at the end, and we were gonna put it on the agenda for the next meeting, I didn't see it on there. But conditional use, we had talked about plus engineer and staff review up to a certain dollar. Because, we wanted to give some certainty. So other communities do that, but we didn't vote on it, but we just had discussed it, and we were gonna talk about it more. I just wanna make sure, conditional use, I mean, we could really charge the heck out of someone trying to get, a daycare by, making them do all these traffic analysis, and
Well,
so-
if you have a suggestion, I can
I
pencil
am
in.
trying to remember, Bart didn't provide it to you,
No,
so
I understand
up
the
to
law.
500 or up to something, I think it was 500 we were throwing around, but again, I don't have my notes in front of me, but we were really concerned with that.
I mean, in Mequon, we had a similar problem. Our own board would get to a point where it get really extensive, and it's really not the applicant's issue.
Mhm.
So certainly understand the concern and desire, so if you want to pick a number, it's an improvement from where we were, so
Up to 500. What would you recommend? I mean, I
That's
don't,
5, I mean, how extensive can somebody's reviews be if they could be fairly extensive. It's a large project with the conditional use,
Right.
like on the bluff.
so we talked about that too, and we were thinking of tiering it for like single family, like the conditional uses can be for single family, and we were gonna tier it, but, so the question was, do we just, kind of like what you said for open records, up to $44 an hour? I mean, there's gotta be some, this is a very open-ended instruction, which I think is needed, but we all thought that,
or you could strike it pending additional feedback from the planning director and additional consideration. If we're really not ready to make that as a open-ended move, I think that would be prudent as well.
can we then change it during budget, if you get the
We can
information?
change the fee schedule anytime.
Okay,
It's just,
I would
try
strike it.
to keep it coordinated when possible, but I know there's a couple of other fees that our planning department is working on, and when those presentations are ready, I'm sure to bring those forward, to make sure this is one of them.
I would strike it and allow the planning commission to write the recommendation.
Page 8. Nobody has any knowledge of ever issuing a historic property permit, so even though it was free, it's just not applicable. There's the first dumpster fee under obstructed right of way. The planning director suggested offering a lesser short-term fee for those people who are just doing quick roofing projects, but not as cost-effective as a full renovation that requires dumpsters. That was his observation to add that.
What does the 40-day building mean? Is it up to 40 days?
40 days you can have the dumpster in the street. That's
So then
how long you can obstruct, then you have to get a renewal.
And then you pay the same fee, $75 for day 41?
That would be my understanding as the planning process.
There's 40 days due diligence.
Yes, that's exactly.
Construction maybe, is it 40 days of construction? Okay.
It's as long, it's 40 days, for the second, if you have one, committed to apply for renewal.
Page 9, again, if you don't have color, the temporary storage units, about a third of the way down, dumpsters on private property, parentheses 30 days. Again, it's just a clarification for, that there's an anticipation that will not be there all summer, that the permit only lasts 30 days.
What is a temporary dumpster? Oh, in the street versus on your property, is that the difference? Yes.
That's fine.
Right.
Page 10, again, the records being stricken are records the police chief feels are covered under the language that we have for open records.